So if you're going to rock in your pond, is it better to put larger pebbles or smaller pebbles on the bottom? I've tried both. G'day, my name is Kev. The aim of my channel is to help people build and maintain ponds without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, please like, subscribe, check out my other videos and website, ozponds.com. So this is a pond that was built in early 2020. Here's how it looked when we first added the fish. Nice and clean. The pebbles in this pond are 20 centimetre river rock. That's 3/4 of an inch in the old timers talk. And this pond was built in late 2019 and the pebble is 7 centimetres or 1/4 inch. Here's the cleanest picture of the pebble in that pond. The pond's probably 6 months old here. So now that I've lived with them both for 2 years, what size pebble do I like the best? Well, the honest answer is I'm not really sure. Both have pros and both have cons. And if I don't bore you too much, try and stick around to the end, as you'll see that in some of my smaller ponds, I've been able to keep the pebble really clean and I'm not doing any vacuuming or with a gravel or a proper vac. So on the pond with the small pebble, the con is that all the mulm sits on the surface of the rock, so it's all quite visible. But because it sits on the surface of the pebble, it's pretty easy to get off with a net. You don't need a vacuum. And the other thing I prefer with the smaller gravel is it doesn't hurt my feet when I walk around inside the pond doing maintenance. And that's why I've used it on my recreation style dream pond, just simply because it's kinder to my bare feet. Yeah, I know I'm a wuss. Now the larger pebble will still get covered in mulm, however it takes longer as the mulm can fill in the void spaces between the pebbles, so you've got longer between cleans. The only disadvantage with that is that to fully remove it, well, remove it as best as you can, you really kind of need a pond vac, or you have to do a drain and clean. And now keep in mind, I'm pretty lazy, so I only give these ponds a vac once a year. You could keep them looking much cleaner with more regular maintenance. I do prefer the look of the river pebble, although it was more expensive than the smaller scoria gravel I used in this pond. Now what I find interesting is that in my patio ponds, I have very small gravel, but it's super clean. This pond was put together in 2017 or 18, I can't remember. But I do know I've never cleaned the gravel. I don't even think I've manually stirred it up. And it's the same over on the patio pond that I'm testing the anoxic filter on. Really, really clean gravel. Now I'm not 100% sure why this is, but I do have a few theories. One, both these ponds are undercover, so they don't get as much debris falling into them, so that's not as much waste breaking down within the ponds. Although both the totally outside ponds have skimmers, which helps to remove some, although not all, of the larger material that falls into the pond. And I'm not sold on that being the only reason, as the wine barrel pond has a heap of stuff falling in from the impatiens that are up in the bog filter. Also an elephant ear beside the pond, and I often find half a leaf breaking down within the pond, and those aren't little leaves. So my second theory is just shade. It's quite possible that it's simply a matter of the pebbles not getting enough sunlight, that nothing grows on them. Although, again, I'm not really convinced, as I get hair algae on the walls of the ponds, plus the duckweed grows just fine. So it does seem that there is enough light for a biofilm to develop. My third theory is the pump position. In the patio ponds, the pump sits on or very close to the bottom of the pond. The water's then sent up to the bog filter, or in this case the anoxic filter, and here any debris is captured. The more I thought about that, it seemed to make the most sense. In another one of my outdoor ponds, I have the pump on the bottom. This pond, however, has no pebbles, but there's usually not a great deal of mulm on the bottom of the pond. So when I built my latest pond, I added a barrel that has a pump that pulls water from very close to the bottom of the pond. It was important for me that this pump be easily accessed, as it has the potential to suck in a lot of debris, so I would need to check it far more often than the pumps that are located in the intake bay. Anyway, at this stage it's just an experiment. It will be interesting to see how over time it plays out. I hope you found some helpful information in this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any other theories or comments, throw them down below. Thanks for watching. See ya.